Soon, you won't even hire a developer to build a product. You'll just type a prompt. I tested this with Google's powerful tool, Google Antigravity, and I turned a prompt into a real working product. It takes a plain English language and builds it into a real working product. In this video, I go from prompt to product using just free AI tools. After this, building ideas won't feel the same. So if you don't know me, my name is Saurav. I build AI automation, AI agents, and test different AI tools and integrate them into businesses. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any cool AI stuff. Okay, let's get started. Let's build a real working product using Google Antigravity and a couple of free AI tools. So this is what Google Antigravity looks like. This is the workspace. We can open a folder, open Agent Manager, and this is where we type in the prompt to create the product. If you don't have an Antigravity yet, just type in Antigravity in Google and it will take you to this page. You can just download for Windows or download for Mac and install it free and sign up using your email and you'll be set. This is a free tool that you can use on your own computer. Okay, now how do we use this in order to build an up and running product? So we'll need to prompt it properly. Prompt is everything that takes in order to build a product using Google Antigravity. The first thing is Google Antigravity is already trained on a couple of AI agents that checks the code, that runs it, that tests it and performs iterations. But if you want like a different set of instruction that you want to give it to Google Antigravity, you can always include another AI agent, get a prompt, include another AI agent and make it work in a different way than it already does. But I prefer to go with the default version because Google has done a pretty much good job on setting up this AI agent in order to build an entire product just from scratch, just using prompt. So without a delay, let's get started. Let me walk you through a simple framework that you need to use in order to get started with building products in Antigravity. Okay, so you definitely need an idea to get started. Without idea, you won't be able to do anything. So get an idea what kind of product you want to build and develop a framework. A framework generally looks like a flow chart. This is the main idea that you want to do and it goes on like this. What do you need to do in order to get that idea done? What another process you need? What is third process that you need? What is fourth? And so on. And then comes another step. For each of these steps, you need to figure out what steps you need to follow. You need to list them out properly. What do you need to do in order to get this done? What do you need to get in order to get this done? And so on. And we'll write the prompts for each of these steps and we'll use that prompts in Google Antigravity. Don't get overwhelmed. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. This is just a simple basic framework that I use in order to create prompts that I can use on Google Antigravity. Now, to look at an example, this is exactly what it looks like. So this is the idea. So I've already created the entire ideation process. I've created the prompts and everything, but I'll go through all of these so that you'll understand how basically we are going to prompt Google Antigravity in order to get our product ready to test. Okay, so let's get started. So this is a simple framework that I created in order to generate YouTube video ideas for an aquarium channel. It's basically because I love aquarium, you know. I keep fish myself, I have plants, aquarium plants and everything, and this is just a demo. That's why I'm using this as an example. So we'll be building a product, an app using Google Antigravity that researches the entire industry and suggests us what kind of videos. It gives us script, it gives us thumbnail, it gives us description ideas, hashtags and angles and everything based on what we input. So that is the product that we are going to build. So since we're building a YouTube video ideation for an aquarium channel, the first we need is content ideas. So where will we get the content ideas? We'll look for Reddit, we'll look for Answer the Public, we'll look on Quora, what people are asking, what people need help with. We're going to find those and put it in. Now content angles. There are different kind of content angles that a YouTube video follows. These are some of the example: pain, mistake, myth, comparison, education, POV, care. So these are the content angles that we'll be using in order to create the script, thumbnail and the entire video production. Now then comes the content production. Title, script, thumbnail, description. So this is the basic framework of the app. This is what it needs to do. It needs the user to input any questions, any query, and it will suggest the content angles. And if the user chooses one content angle, it's gonna suggest titles, it's gonna suggest scripts, thumbnail, description and everything. So ready to produce content without having to research internet on what kind of videos need to be created. And this is what the app needs to do. So first of all, input field for inquiries from Reddit, answer the core yes. So the user need to input inquiries. So let the user choose the content angle, also recommend the best angle based on the inquiry input, yes. So the app will recommend the best angle based on the query, and also let the user choose what kind of angle that the user want to create the video on. And then it generates 3 highly engaging clickable titles, and let user choose the title they want to create a video on. It researches and generates 3 highly engaging clickable titles based on the query. And based on the title chosen by the user, it will write a highly engaging 2 to 4 minute script with a bit of sense of humor. So anything can be added over here. And then it generates a highly engaging, attractive, clickable image prompt for thumbnail based on title. Okay. And it writes a short description for the YouTube video. So this is what the app needs to do. Now we're going to break down each of these steps as well. So I have broken down all of these steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. So why? So that Google Antigravity can understand each and every process that we want to create the product about. So this is the prompt that I created on ChatGPT using a clear method framework. Now, if you don't know what clear method prompting system is, it is a prompting system that you can use to get highly efficient results from ChatGPT. If you want to learn how to prompt ChatGPT in a better way, how to use ChatGPT as a personal AI assistant, I've already created a video about this. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go check it out and master ChatGPT and use the exact prompt framework in order to generate prompts that you can use on Google Antigravity to build an actual real working product. So I've used the clear method to generate the prompt. I'll just dictate what each field needs to do. This input field accepts and single natural language inquiry from the Quora Reddit. The user may paste. So this is a basic explanation of what the field needs to do. It's just basic prompting, what it needs to do. Now the second, let the user choose the content angles, also recommend. I created this prompt also using the clear method. Basically, I explain what it needs to do. Observe the scene, select the best lens, also provide automatic recommendation, all the angles that we have, these angles, pain, mistake, myth, select based on those. Offer other lenses, user can also choose other lenses. So basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna understand the user query and then recommend a best angle to produce the content on, and also lets the user choose it. That's basically what's written in this prompt, but more in detail. Now after that, it needs to generate 3 highly clickable title. So this is a basic prompt that does that. Log the scenes and lens, treat the inquiry as fixed story, generate competing headlines, generate 3 distinct YouTube titles that all address the same inquiry. So it will generate 3 titles. So this, I've given a title construction rules: be optimized for YouTube click-through rate, clearly signal the selected content angle, trigger curiosity. Step 4, angle specific framing. So it needs to be angle specific framed, given some example, and present the title as selectable options, so user can choose what kind of title they want. And after this, based on the title choose by the user, write a highly engaging 2 to 4 minute script. So this is a prompt that we are going to give to Google Antigravity in order to write the script. So after the title is chosen, the web app needs to write the script, and we're going to give the rules on how to write script length and structure. Script should be conversational. We're just going to give basic rules that the script should have. This is also created by ChatGPT using the clear method framework. It should have context and relatability, core explanation, pattern break, highly engaging. So this is basically the prompt and rules in order to generate the script. And then comes highly engaging, attractive, clickable image prompt. So based on the script, it will generate an image prompt that we can use on Google Gemini Nano Banana Pro in order to generate the thumbnail. So this is also a bunch of rules given in order to generate the highly engaging prompt. So this is also a bunch of rules given in order to generate a short description for YouTube video based on the title, so that we could optimize it for SEO. And then comes the mega prompt. So this mega prompt, it gives out the rules for each and every step. So what the app needs to do. Let's take a look at this also. So we're saying you're an AI assistant tasked with generating full functional web application. The app must include the following features. So this is a mega prompt that we include on the Google Antigravity first to tell it what kind of app we are creating. We're basically listing out everything that it needs to do one by one. So this is the prompt framework that we are going to use in order to build the app. So this is a simple web application. So that's why we have a simple framework. Just 6 steps and prompts for each step and a mega prompt to build the entire app. But if your app is a very advanced complex app that requires a lot of steps, a lot of process, then you might need to build a big framework before you jump into Google Antigravity to get started with building the app. I hope you got the gist of prompting. This is basically prompts, just prompts. Breaking down what your app needs to do step by step and giving it a prompt how it should do, giving it rules and guidelines. That's pretty much it. This is what this does. Now we jump into Google Antigravity. Now let's get started with building the app. We'll just open a folder and create a folder on desktop, name it YT app. Okay, now we've created a folder on desktop. Yes, trust the authors. Now the agent is getting started. Loading. So this is where we'll be chatting with the Antigravity in order to generate the app. This is where it will show us and write us the code. This is where it will show us the files and everything it has created. So let's get started. Now what we need to do is we need to copy the entire mega prompt. This is the prompt that will be creating the entire app. We'll copy this, go to Antigravity. We're going to just paste the prompt that we copied over here and we're going to give this the prompt. This is the mega prompt that we created on our prompt framework. So it's going to start thinking, it's going to start generating the code, it's going to start writing everything for us. A very cool thing about Google Antigravity is once it generates the app, it also tests it on a real web browser. It asks you for the permission. It starts testing on the real web browser. It finds any errors or any bugs, then it restarts it, it fixes the bugs, it fixes the error, retests it, and only then provides you the file, actual access to it. So it has started building the application. It's building now a single file application which includes the UI, logic, and AI integration. With just one mega prompt, it has already started doing that. Now we'll be uploading the prompts for each and every steps one by one later after it's finished the basic framework of the application. Okay, now it has requested a review. I built a complete single file web application. We accept it all. So in every step it asks you to review. You can toggle that settings on and off, but it asks you in order to see the review. So it says I built a complete single file web application. So it has already built the framework. Now what we're going to do is we are going to give each and every prompt that we have written down in order to build a step-by-step thing. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to copy each and every of this. So we're going to copy this, go over here, we're going to paste this, again we're going to copy this. So we're going to give all of these prompts in a single input so that it understands the context and then starts building again. So copy this, paste it over here. So I'm going to do that for all of these steps. So now given all the prompts that it needs to understand in order to perform each and every step, and I'm just going to input that over here, and then it's going to update the file accordingly. Okay, there it goes. Okay, it says I have updated the application with the specific prompts you provided. So it has updated the application with all the specific prompts that we provided. So each and every step is provided. Looks like it has done everything. So now all that's left is to take a look at the app itself. We can take a look at the code. This is the code that it wrote down in order to build our app. So everything is over here. You'll find all the prompts right here. This is the prompt that I gave. This is the prompt that I gave, how it should be and what it should not be. So all of these prompts are included here in the prompts. Everything is included in the app itself. So all we got to do is open the index file and we'll see how the app turned out. Okay, yeah, this is the app. Now it requires my OpenAI API key in order to use the chat model. I'm going to go ahead and copy the OpenAI API key so that it could use my OpenAI in order to search, research, and perform whatever it needs to perform. Okay, so I just copied my OpenAI API key. You can go into your OpenAI account, create an API key, and just copy that API key so it links with that API key. So okay, here's the UX UI. So all we need to do is paste a question or topic from Reddit, Quora, or answer the public. How can I remove the algae from my aquarium? So this is a question that gets asks often, so I'm just going to use that and see what it does. So it started analyzing. Okay, so it suggested an content angle. So we had given it different content angles that we want it to use. It suggested us education. So it's education. Okay, it gave out 3 titles: A Truth About Aggie, Why Your Aquarium is Struggling, You're Cleaning Your Aquarium Wrong, Stop Aggie Now, How Aggie Control Actually Works, Save Your Fish Today. So these are very highly clickable titles that this app just generated for me in order to create my video. Now I could choose one. Maybe let's choose this. Now it started writing the script. Okay, this is the script that it wrote down. Turning the scene. Maybe we could work a little bit on the hook. If we want to change anything, we could just go back to Google Antigravity and give it a different set of prompts in order to change it. So this did not write a pretty good hook. So we could write a different set of instructions on how to write hooks using ChatGPT again and feed that to Google Antigravity. So next time it writes a better hook. So this is the context, core explanation, light exposure. So this is all talking about the topic, pattern break, resolution, soft close. So it wrote down an entire script in order to generate a YouTube video. Okay, let's generate an asset. So it started generating thumbnail prompts and YouTube description. So this is the prompt that it generated. We could copy this and go to Google Gemini Nano Banana Pro and see how the image turns out. And this is the YouTube description it wrote down. If we don't like anything over here, maybe the description is not good enough, or maybe the thumbnail prompt is not good enough, we could always go back to Google Antigravity and give it a different set of prompts in order to generate thumbnail, in order to generate description. So we'll rack up more and more prompts in order to make it more detailed. But for now, let's check what kind of thumbnail this prompt is going to create. Let me just copy it. So I'm just going to use that prompt and see what kind of thumbnail it's going to generate me. Look at the thumbnail. This is a high quality thumbnail generated by the image prompt. This is highly clickable. This can be used by any channel, any video. Look at this, awesome, huh? So we have a fully working application that when we put in any topic is gonna give us a content angle, is gonna give us a title that we can select, it's gonna write a video script. We could always work on improving the hook and different sets of the program by just prompting it better, getting more prompts, getting more detail into the prompts and so on. And it generated a thumbnail prompt, it generated YouTube description, all ready to go. So we built this entire application by just using the prompt. So this is the entire set of prompt that we use in order to generate that application. This is a very simple web application. Now you can host it online or use it for yourself on your local computer or local laptop, or maybe host it online. So you could generate different ideas, break them down into different processes just like this. Use clear method in order to generate prompts to guide each and every step and put those on Google Antigravity and generate a fully running web application just using free AI tools. Building apps and building products has never been easier. You can build any kind of product, any kind of app by just typing it in plain English. You just need to know how to frame those, how the framework works, and how to prompt these systems in order to generate a highly efficient working web application or any product. So what idea do you have, do you want to test using these free AI tools? Comment down below what kind of idea you want to test and how it turned out. Now, if you want to learn more cool stuff about AI, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. I'll be back with another video next week.